good evening, everybody. Some of you may see me already. I'm here to talk to you about the courses that the University of Chester can offer. Obviously, this evening, the main focus is on sort of IT roles, but I'm also going to talk a little bit about some of the other areas that we weren't able to talk about the other day. So some of our education and health courses. So just to confirm, we're talking about higher education. So that's study beyond level 3. So we're looking at getting a degree. Now, it's not something everyone wants to do or has to do. And there's lots of different routes to do this. But it is a choice you can make, and you can come at any time after 18. Another option, other than just coming to university, is doing some form of degree apprenticeship or getting a degree through an employer in another way. There are lots of opportunities to do higher education. And in some cases, students go on and do postgraduate study as well, which is higher levels like masters and doctorates. Throughout your education, we're looking to give you employability skills and transferable skills, so work-based learning placements and lots of career support, so that when you've finished your degree, not only do you have this subject knowledge behind you, but you've also got lots of skills to take out into employment. So just to make you aware, obviously for all these courses, there's a different entry requirement. At the University of Chester, the majority of our courses will ask for around 3 Bs or 2 Bs and a C if you're doing A levels. However, we do take BTECs, we do take other courses and combinations. So what you'll find is you're looking at around 120 or 112 UCAS points. As you work your way through the application process, you'll get to understand more about that. Some subjects have other specific requirements, and I'm going to come on to some of those for the ones today in a bit more detail. For degree apprenticeships, just be aware that you will still need to get the same entry requirements for the university course, as well as applying and having your interview with your employer. It's really good to start to think ahead, because if you're in sort of year 10, year 11, and you're planning your route for post 16, it's really good to make sure you've got the right combinations of subjects for the course you want to do, because some universities and some courses have very specific requirements. So just quickly about University of Chester. We were founded in 1839, and we were initially a teacher training college, and we've continued to do that ever since. That's one of our main courses. But we now offer around 477 different courses and are a university in our own right. We have lots of different lecturers who offer a range of teaching expertise and specialist subjects. And we have many purpose-built facilities. We still use some of the original buildings, including our chapel that was built by the students, as well as some newly built buildings. And we have got some new facilities being added in the next year or so. Our main sites are in Chester, but we also have a site in Warrington, and we also have our separate university centre in Shrewsbury. Just to give you an idea of where we are, obviously Shrewsbury is not that far from you now. Chester is probably about an hour to an hour and a half from you, going north before you hit Liverpool. We have really easy access from both Chester and Warrington into the local area and to bigger cities like Liverpool and Manchester. Chester itself is quite a small city, but it has plenty to offer. Lots of history, lots of culture, plenty of restaurants. Here's some of our sites in Chester. At the top, you'll see the older buildings. You can just see the chapel peeping out behind the tree. That's our main Parkgate Road site. That's where the Students' Union and most of the accommodation is. Not all of it is as old as that. Then you'll see our business site at Queen's Park, which is on the other side of Chester, about a 20-25 minutes walk. So it's really not that far to get across from one to the other. Then you've got the arts, performance, media site below that. And for those of you interested in the health, social care and education courses, they're based in our Riverside site, which is also quite close to the river in Chester. Then you've got the Warrington site where there's a few other courses. We're also hoping to have a presence in Warrington Town Centre. And some of the courses offered there will link very much into the local community and have an IT slant to some of them, I understand. We then have a select group of courses running at University Centre Shrewsbury. So that's a location in the heart of the town with its own accommodation blocks, much smaller groups there. It's very new, so the sizes there are much smaller. So looking specifically at some of the courses, the main focus for today was your IT and more technical courses. So in terms of computer-based courses, we do have a computing department, and we have degrees in computer science, cybersecurity, games development, and software engineering. Now, none of these courses have any specific A-level requirements as it stands, although they do ask for a GCSE Maths grade 4 or above. So if you're sort of wondering how you're getting on and where you're heading, it's really important just to be aware of that requirement now if you've still got your GCSEs to do. So cybersecurity is a massive course now in terms of what the potential is coming out of it. And I do know that there was some discussions about some extra courses that, although they've not come online, in the next couple of years, I think that with the industry growing as it is, there'll be a lot more courses around programming, coding, and how that relates into different specific situations. All our courses are accredited. So that means that once you've done them, you've completed the academic requirements to register as a chartered IT professional or an incorporated engineer. This is really good if you're then looking to get into specific employment, as it means you're ready to roll into some of the higher level jobs available. We are aware that not everybody needs to go to university, and computing in some of those jobs can be done through a technical role, through apprenticeships, through learning on the job. But having a degree just gives you an extra level of awareness, perhaps, or an extra level of knowledge, and allows you to dive and dig into something a bit more. In terms of computer science, it's one of the top 3 universities in the UK for satisfaction in the National Student Survey. There's lots of events that they get involved in, such as conferences, game jams. I do know the games technology guys have done some development of games and competed and stuff. They do a lot of work with local employers, and there is an optional year in industry available. They also have an in-house software development team, the Informatics Centre, and that employs students to work on commercial projects. So you've immediately got fantastic experience there to take into the future. Just to give you an idea of some of these other courses that we talked about, if you're interested in health-based courses, we weren't able to present on the other day, but for those of you who might be interested, we have a full range of nursing courses. We have the midwifery course and we have social work course. We've got a really, really strong health and social care department, and all these courses are really popular. So it's worth having a look and finding out. We work with lots of the local hospitals, such as Leighton, Arrow Park on the Wirral, and the Countess of Chester. In terms of education, as I say, that is how we started. So we do have the primary teaching course. Now we have different levels of this course. You can do the 5 to 11 with QTS, so qualified teacher status, and we currently have that available at Chester and Shrewsbury. We also have some other courses, and if you don't get straight onto that course, we do have an education studies, which you can combine with another subject. Bear in mind, we also do the postgraduate training. So for example, you could do your degree in computer science or a degree in cybersecurity, and perhaps then train to be a teacher following that. But there's lots of options in these other roles as well. So I'm aware I've not got much time left. So just to make you aware, one of the key things about some of these subjects is those qualifications you need now. So for example, your maths, your English, your science need to be 4 or above. If anyone is interested in midwifery, please be aware that we need some kind of science in that A-level or 6th form. If you just take health and social care and it doesn't have enough biology or science in it, we won't accept it. So it is crucial that you double check what course you're doing against our entry requirements. Just drop our health and social care admissions team a line, tell them what you're planning on doing at college, and they'll be able to tell you whether that's suitable or not. All the others, there's no real requirements except those GCSE grades, and also having an understanding of all those roles and being aware of the current industry news and policies. That's how you're going to get on these courses, showing that you know what you're letting yourself in for and that you're set up for it. A few other courses linked in include the nutrition and dietetics. If you're interested in any of these courses, I would have a look on the website. There's lots of information on there. There's plenty of this information about what we offer. If you're interested in the
Isabel,
health,
you do still have 5. You do still have 5
do
minutes.
I have 5 minutes? So my clock is running differently to yours. Okay, I'll buzz back. So as well as the health and social care courses, we do have nutrition and dietetics. So they might be of interest to some of you, but for those, you do need your science courses. So if you want to have a look at them, you need your A-level biology and chemistry alongside that, or chemistry dependent. There's a slight difference between the two courses. With the nutrition and dietetics, you will require an interview for that one. You will also need work shadowing. Now, obviously, that's more of a challenge at the moment. So if you are interested, it's worth just keeping an eye on the website and perhaps coming to an open day to find out what they're asking for when it gets to your turn to join the course. These are much more science-based courses, as I say. If I just go back and show you, just because we've got a bit more time with the midwifery, as I say, the science is required, and the teaching, you need those GCSE grades. In terms of those courses, well, what do we offer? Well, the midwifery is actually updating their curriculum. They're looking to give much more around simulation. We do have a most fantastic midwifery dummy. When I first started working at the university, I was taken along the skills corridor and nearly died of shock to see this person lying in a bed. Turned out it was the midwifery dummy. She's called Noelle, although I think they do have more newer ones now. But these computer focused pieces of equipment will allow the staff to set them up to stimulate different stages of pregnancy, different stages of a woman giving birth, which allows the students to actually get that experience where in practice, not just out in the field, which can really help with some of the more tricky things. But they're also going to focus more in on the mental health of the mothers and leadership and examining the newborn. So developing the curriculum now to make sure it meets the requirements of a modern midwife. We've recently had a lot of our skills labs and simulation labs refurbished. So now in the Riverside site, there's a fantastic section. It was an old council building. So originally it was just like rooms and offices, but they've actually refurbished it. So you walk through a door and you feel like you're in a hospital ward with family rooms, different rooms for the pediatrics, different rooms for the maternity. So it's a lovely chance for you to actually feel like you're out there on placement before you find yourself on the wards. All these courses and the teaching course as well all have integrated placements, and they come quite early on so that you get straight out there and hands-on in those careers. The teacher is a teaching course is aiming to get you ready to enter the profession. And we have such a long history of teacher training that we've got a really strong department there, really good links with lots of local schools as well. So as I say, there's a lot of experiences out there to help you find out more. We've recently had a virtual open day, but we do have another one coming in December. So you just log onto the website and register for that, and you can visit us from the comfort of your own home. We've also got lots of opportunities to chat to students and staff online, reading some blogs. We've got lots of social media. I even believe we've delved into TikTok recently, but there's loads on there, and particularly, as I said before, with the computer science, if you want to find out about some of the games that we've created and they've taken to competitions, it's really worth having a look on there and seeing what's going on. And I do think recently there's been a lot from both education and health. Our nurses, the final year nurses, were part of the extended COVID response this year. So as well as our skill labs being used to train people, we had a really big hand in sending out nurses, and lots of our student nurses went out and felt ready to go and help in the hospital wards before they'd finished their course. We're really very proud of them, but I also think it shows how strong those courses are, that they felt ready to do that and to respond to the crisis earlier this year. If you're interested as well, we've got some live lectures going on called the Kitchen Sessions. They've got different dates, all available online. And I do know that there are some sessions on there from healthcare and teaching professionals. Overall, as a university, we're aiming to listen to our students to develop something that will give you a strong grounds for your future and give you what counts to get out there and be confident that you are going to be able to get a fantastic job or the job that you want, as well as developing memories. We've just got loads of experience out there for you. So I'm not going to give you a load of details now about what we offer in terms of our student support and our Students' Union, but everything's there on the website, and please do talk to us, ask us questions to find out more about what we've got to offer. And there's just the two website addresses, but chester.ac.uk has all the information you need. Have a look around, we're constantly updating it. The other thing to say as well, that even with the computing courses, even if you don't do the year in industry, there are work placements, and for all the courses there are some opportunities for study abroad as well. So just have a look, see what's there, and if talk about whether higher education is something for you.